Hey you guys, got some nice fight in Battleground yesterday and I wanted to share with you. A lot of fights against Electropets, against Heffalump and JohnnyWalk, and then against Sensei, he has a Dark Pet. And I've been really struggling against Dark Pets. I don't have the footage here, but I fought Mr. Strife earlier in the day and I think he beat me twice, and we were doing a third fight, but I lost both times, and really decisively. He has gotten bigger, but I'm surprised that with an advanced dark dimension, one advanced dark dimension, and 6 level 8 dark crystals, how much damage I was taking. I mean, he's big, he had a lot more attack than I did, but even so, I was just really surprised. You know, these players, Hef and JohnnyWalk, both have like over 100. I'll show their stats at the end. 190k attack, I think, and even so, I just did not feel as uncomfortable fighting them as I do against players that are very, very strong and have dark pets. So that's the thing that I'm gonna have to figure out how to counter. You know, I think I have, I have 8 EDF crystals. I have 10 HP, so my HP is pretty big for a mage. So yeah, here Hef gets a really good combo on me, I guess you could call it, where he uses Death Warrant, which stuns me, which is really nasty. And he puts an Amnesia on me, which is just overkill. And I think he could have done the Amnesia just like one move later, but or maybe not. Maybe it was in time. But yeah, there's not much I could do there. I ended up going with a heal instead of a Guardian, which I'm not sure how great of an idea that was. And all I have is Flash Storm open at the moment. Then, I feel like I'm running out of awakening points, so I launch my Delphic, which ends up targeting the kid. And of course, my kid's super weak. It's level 1. I probably have the highest BR level 1 kid in all of Balinor, maybe in like all of Wartune right now, because I bet you on the other time zones, nobody else is being this silly either. But yeah, just really, really nice job there. The moment that he gets, catches me off guard and gets that nice stun and amnesia, it's pretty much over for me. He's able to finish it up. Here's Sensei, so again with the Dark Pet. Really it's mostly Hecate that's the issue. It's not so much Gaia. Once they have Hecate, they have those really nice passives. Yeah, anybody who gets Hecate or not Athena, Venus, will get Power of Darkness or Power of I think it's Power of Light or something like that. And that's a really, really great passive, so it's very, very OP. And here somebody was asking Robin, who's my guildie, if she's the first or second best archer on our server, and she said first, which she is, but I was just messing around and saying that I'm the strongest archer. Because who doesn't want to be an archer once in a while? They're really fun to play in PvE stuff. Once in a while I'll do World Boss on an archer ult, and it's just like double hits everywhere, every single turn, it's double hits. It's just mean and makes me really jealous. So Sensei, he's still a bit earlier than myself, and I'm able to just mostly bear through that and heal up, and then I take my turn at a Sylph, and he's running out of things to do in Sylph mode, so I'm in pretty good position here. Sensei has a really, really weird build for a knight. I was looking at that. We'll see at the end, and it's just bizarre. Very, very heavy on the defense. So that's like a 100k crit or so. So not a huge crit, but dealing a large amount of damage as far as percentage of his HP, and that's for a very specific reason. Just very bizarre build. It's not like anything I've seen a knight bother to do. And he brings Thrasher, which I think is not a bad PvP. A lot of people like to slow. I have a friend who really likes Thrasher. I think that Death Warrant is probably a better bet now. So, maybe both Slashers, Bubble, Death Warrant, and either an AoE like Whirlwind or a Delphic. Sound better to me than bringing the slow. Here's JohnnyWalk, a buddy of Hef's. They both run together, which I think is super mean because they're both so OP. Spread the love. And I'm making fun of Robin because a lot of people are talking to her, and so I'm giving her crap because I'm just saying, oh, you have a lot of fans, Robin, and I think she does. She BGs quite often, so people who are regularly in Battleground, they tend to, you know, people see them a lot, and so they get a lot of attention, and of course I get some comments from the videos and blog and stuff. Johnny also goes in Sylphs quite early, sort of like Sensei did, and so I'm mostly comfortable. Here I didn't get a Guardian Rune for his Delphic, which was not too bad. I have a little bit of damage reduction from the Restore, and I have a Centauria on, so I'm pretty much back in business. Go ahead with a Guardian Rune anyway. Here I get a slow, which was nice. It does end up on Johnny, and then after that I just start doing priority attacks. Player priority attacks. So I use Jupiter's Wrath, and then I use Shock Chain, which I'm starting to think Shock Chain is player priority, because even though it says that it's random, it almost, I can't recall the last time it didn't hit a player or a boss as a priority. And then I get in Flash Storm and another Jupiter's Wrath, and those are both player priority. So I'm able to take out Johnny before I take out his kid, and I would say that's the main strategy with Hercules. I think another one that my friend Darkhawk said that you can do is use Short Circuit, and so Short Circuit will definitely hit both player and the kid, and maybe you can do that instead of, well, he did it instead of Flash Storm. I'm not sure what I would do as far as cooldowns. Maybe you can get rid of Thundering Strike as well. But just want to be really careful with your cooldowns when you pick skills. But I like player priority attacks because you can really focus and pick where your targets are. So I like that about it. A little bit luck involved because, you know, not all of them are player priority, but. So here's Heff again. I'm a little bit surprised that he picked an archer, but it's still holding up quite well. I think for the physical attack classes, really it's nice to have an oracle, have those heals, and you can set them to have like at least 3 heals in a rotation, and it's just very, very mean and very, very powerful, especially for big knights. They can get so much support from that. You know, they have a passive to increase the amount of heals that they get, and stuff like that. This time I'm able to take out the kid before going into Sylph mode, and also Heff's Death Warrant stun failed. I don't have a lot of influence, so I'm surprised by that. You know, I suspect that Heff's influence is higher than mine. Mine's like 300 something. I have level 3, whatever the beat of influence fate thing is. So it's not anything crazy. Gets into Sylph mode a little bit earlier while I'm buffing up with heals and things. And in a Shock Chain or whatever. He thinks that I've buffed up, which I haven't, which I'm really just getting luckier and not getting stunned, you know, not being affected by the amnesia as much or anything like that. So that helps. And you know, and I have really good electro resistance. Heff and definitely Johnny. I don't know if I check senseis, but you know, all people that also have very good electro resistance. So I mean, it's not a huge advantage the fact that I'm using an electro pet, but I think electro versus electro, you know, and I'm a mage and he's a knight. I have a small advantage, but not anything too crazy. Maybe an advantage against Johnny because I think his MDef is a little bit low, but Heff, I think it's more even, which obviously shows because Heff beat me. Here he gets a slasher and he uses the amnesia, and I deflect his amnesia, and so I don't have to do that last thunder. I think either way I got him that time, even though he got the amnesia in. Even if it hadn't deflected, I would have been able to take him out, but that was a really nice fight. So things eventually wrap up. My buddy Robin, my guildie, ends up first, and then followed by Johnny and Heff. I'm not super aggressive about kills, so it's not like I'm going crazy there. My BR is lower first. It's deceptively low because I don't have a lot of kid BR, and so you know, I still have a level 1 kid, and so yeah, it's my stats are still very strong, competitive with some of these top players. My attack is definitely lower than all these folks. I mean, look at Heff's physical attack, 193k. That's crazy. That's really a lot. Quite a bit. His electric resistance is at 1300, also quite big. So, you know, very competitive. Then we have Johnny, who's sitting at 12. So Heff's still in top 10. Johnny 12, who he's definitely making his way up. 187k attack, still awesome. His MDef is a bit low. His physical defense is very high, and his HP is also pretty high. And so that's a pretty typical archer build. I still think he has a little too much crit. I think everybody just like thinks that they need a lot of crit sometimes. You know, I would definitely test it out. You know, don't just go with a number that you think, you know, anybody blogs about a number and it's just like that's must be what it is. Just test it. That's my best advice for crit, is just try different amounts of crit and see how it goes. And here's Sensei, and I just think it's the most bizarre knight build I've ever seen. A bunch of block, a little bit of crit, and defense. Just defense. Barely no HP gems, which is unheard of to me for a knight. So that's really quite bizarre to me. You know, knights get a 40% increase on all of the HP that they have because they have the 20% passive and their regular skills, and then another 20% from the advanced skills. So I mean, they're getting a lot of HP. I think that's the essence of being a knight, is having tons of HP. So that's kind of interesting if he's just trying a different build or if he really likes that. I think it's a little bit strange, but yeah, really interesting. So anyway, thanks to all my opponents for putting up with me as usual, and thanks to you guys for watching. Take care and have a very good day.